Welcome to the 700 Club. Israel is vowing that Hezbollah will pay a heavy price for the most recent attack on northern Israel. 12 children died when a rocket hit their soccer field in a village on the Israeli-Lebanon border.
Well, there are fears that this will be the spark that turns the conflict into a wider war in the Middle East. Meanwhile, as you can imagine, the village on the Golan Heights is awash in grief and anger. Chris Mitchell has more.
Members of the Druze villages remain in shock from the attack.
Big anger. Big. I have no feelings that I can explain to you because only now are we waiting for all the children that are in the hospital to return to us safely.
I know one of the boys. He is a relative to mine, and he is also a bit of my neighbor. 2 days before the accident, I was playing with him and speaking with him, and then 2 days later, he's dead in the news.
Many Israelis now bracing for greater conflict.
It's going to escalate and there will be war. We're going to war there.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu moved up his U.S. departure to head home and convene his war cabinet. The IDF released details of where Hezbollah fired the rocket, a Falaj-1 that's manufactured in Iran. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant vowed a heavy response.
Hezbollah, Iran's proxy in the region, will not be exonerated for this event. Even with its absurd denials, they fired, they will bear the price.
Zuri Zahavi, CEO of the Alma Research Center, tells CBN News Iran will dictate Hezbollah's next move.
Iran architected the whole campaign against Israel from the south and from the north. It's part of what they call unification of fronts. They want to create a war of attrition that would last a few years to weaken the state of Israel. And that's why I've said we need to deal with the problem and not only talk about responses and incidents.
While Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the U.S. supports Israel's right to defend itself, he's urging the Israelis to constrain their response to prevent a wider Mideast war. On Sunday, Turkish President Erdogan threatened to invade Israel, just like Turkey did in Armenia and Libya. Zahavi warned it's not just Israel's war.
This is not Israel-Hamas war. This is not Israel-Hezbollah war. This is the Iranian campaign against the Western representative in the Middle East, which is the state of Israel. And they are coming after us, but soon they will come after you, because they don't believe in gays' rights, they don't believe in human rights, in women's rights. They don't share the values that we share as democracies. And the Ayatollahs of Iran view their mission to spread the Islamic Revolution values all over the world.
Many countries, including the U.S., France, and Canada, are warning citizens to reconsider travel to Lebanon or evacuate. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
This could soon explode into not just a regional war, but a world war. Turkey is a member of NATO, and Turkey has now said, Erdogan has said, I will invade Israel. You don't do that casually. And if he does, what happens to the NATO alliance when a member of that alliance takes on an American ally, Israel? What is going to happen on the world stage with that? And where will Turkey ultimately align itself? Will Russia get involved? Iran is already involved. The rocket came from there. These are proxies, Iranian proxies. And in the ending of this conflict, we have to realize all roads lead to Iran. If you're not dealing with the source of the terror, and you're not really dealing with the problem, you're dealing only with the symptoms. So are we looking and are we on the verge of not just a Middle East conflict, but a worldwide conflict? These are times where Christians around the world need to gather and pray for the peace of Jerusalem.